This is a native parasitic vine called rough devil's twine. It's in the family Leraceae, which is actually quite interesting because that's a family that includes avocados, all your laurels, camphor laurel. So it's quite interesting that this little vine here is related to those big old trees. It's a hemiparasitic vine, which means it grows just on tops of trees, and it has these little historia, which is where these vines root into the plant tissue of their host tree, and it'll take up all the nutrient and water from the host tree, and it does all its photosynthesizing through these green stems. It does have leaves that are apparently just visible, but they're just tiny little scales. Oh yeah, I can see them now. So they're super reduced. And another interesting thing about it is it being in the laurel family, it's completely different to a plant called dodder, and there's an introduced dodder and a native dodder, but they look exactly like this. So that's a really good example of convergent evolution where this growth form is very adaptive for two completely different lineages to form into that same sort of form. It gets really tiny little indescript flowers, and also the fruit on it are sort of like these green little baubles, and they are edible. They go a bit more white, and inside is a single seed. So yeah, they're not fantastic, but they're not that bad. And yeah, I think it's just really interesting how this plant can be a parasite where it doesn't do the ground part of a plant where it gets the water and the minerals, but it does the top part of a plant. And I think there could also be some interesting trade-off there where the host tree might actually benefit sometimes from having that parasite on it, producing those photosynthetic sugars, putting it back into the host tree in times of stress. But I don't know, that's just a hypothesis. So yeah, that's the devil twine. Goodbye.